Well, today's video is going to be a little bit of a low effort, low energy video, which if I'm saying that, you know it's going to be low energy. I got home from travel this week to a sick home. Son is sick. My wife is sick. I'm like right on the edge. Like I feel okay until I start doing stuff. So anyway, with the illness running rampant throughout the home, it's actually in some ways, even though it's easier for me to say because I haven't been super sick, I'm just right on that edge. It's kind of been a nice weekend because we've done nothing. Like my wife's been on the beanbag chair playing Switch all weekend. My son's been on his laptop on the couch all weekend. Like we've just done nothing. So that's kind of nice. But there are some people in Discord who said, hey, you know, Dilla's Donuts, all these different samples, something I'm very weak at in terms of the sample game, in terms of understanding it, knowing where they come from, etc. So there are some people in Discord that said, hey man, you know, for Monday video, would you be willing to like react to some samples? Sure. Tiptoe Turkey was kind enough to put this video together. That's my favorite name, Tiptoe Turkey. And I don't even want to say where it comes from because without telling the story, it's a lot more interesting. You just wonder, Tiptoe Turkey. The fuck does that mean? I watched some videos, some Patreon comments, one from Vox, and just like I watched Questlove talking about Dilla a little bit. I watched Erica Baidu, I think, talk about Dilla a little bit. Just little things here and there. I kind of started falling into the rabbit hole, but I wanted to watch a couple things before jumping into this, and I don't know how this is going to turn out. This is about a half-hour video. I don't know if I'll watch the whole thing or not, but let's drop in and just see where it's going to go, and I'll talk as it pops up here.
I'm gonna try and get to you. I don't care what it takes, you know. I don't care.
Oh, wow. Wow.
We're the worst band in the world, but we don't give up.
Oh, cool. Oh, this is very cool. I was hoping it was going to have visuals like that because when I did Mad Villainy by MF Doom, watching those videos of the lyrical structure, the rhyming schemes, but there's different highlighted sections over different words, really helped me understand what he was doing. And that was a huge breakthrough for me. The challenge here is that my brain, I love lyrics, I love literature, I love language, I love nuance, implied me, all that stuff. Written language is extremely interesting to me. Written communication in that form, speaking, writing, is very interesting to me because there's so many different ways you can do the same thing. And music exists in the same way in terms of what it's capable of, all these different ways of kind of doing the same thing. But my brain does not work that way. And I think it was, I had a conversation with the community, I think it was with Tim, we were talking about just, he brought up Dilla and Donuts at one point and how I guess, you know, this guy can just sit and just pull out records and do this and listen to that and just arrange this shit in his head. Or no, actually Tim was talking about how, I think it was Tim, how Dilla would like throw on a record and go like, you know, clean his apartment or something. And just while he was listening, he's basically getting all these things arranged in his mind. I don't know if it's a true story or not. I'm sure there's some truth to it. And my brain just does not work that way. It does not. Like same thing with anagrams. I'm terrible at anagrams. I can't do that kind of thing. So this is cool though, because let's keep going and see where it goes. Yeah, let's keep going.
Johnny, don't
Wow. Wow. Trippy. And like I can look at that, you know, I know what a wave file looks like, a wave form. You know, I understand those very basic concepts. I'm aware of the MPC, the pads where you program the pads and you kind of punch the pads to make your beat and all that stuff. I'm aware of that. I understand the concepts. I understand the very basics of what's going on. What I can't comprehend is listening to a song and going, oh yeah, that part, kind of like I was saying before, anagram, right? It's like an audible anagram. I can't even do it with words. To do it with a song, no. Just no. Just no. But it is fascinating to see. Let's keep going. This is really neat. Thank you, Dean, for putting this together, man.
If you wanna get down with a body, this is the way you do it. Walk up and rap to it. Center stage on the mic, and we putting it on wax. It's the news. It's the news.
Wow. Wow. That's completely different.
It's dead real. Yo. It's dead real. Real.
You're gonna want me back in your arms. You're gonna need me. Want me. You better stop and think about what you're doing. You better stop and think about what you're doing. Well, give a little back. Give a little back my way.
My new motto was smashed with a passion. Smashed with a passion. Stash, cash, and rock flash.
It's a trip, man. I mean, this is helping. I feel like, you know, I'm learning 1 + 1 is 2 at this point right now. But I am kind of feeling like, oh, okay. You know, it's a very, very basic beginning in terms of just what's happening. I do have a lot of appreciation for something I love about Donuts is the fucking transitions from track to track are unbelievable. They're so good. Yesterday I went for a jog, which was probably a bad idea. I shouldn't have done that. Well, I was maybe getting sick, and I was listening to Introducing, DJ Shadow, I think. I forget. And I really like that album. I really like that. And I feel like I was listening to it and I was going, you know, I feel like I like this more than Donuts. And I was listening to it and I was trying to, you know, okay, well, why? Well, I've been listening to it for a couple months now, so I'm more familiar with it. You know, Donuts it's growing on me, but the beginning is still jarring. Like you drop in and I have this mindset of Donuts and where Dilla was when he was making it. And so when you start the album, to me, it's jarring. It's almost until the second loop, because I'll play it on repeat. I've left it on repeat a couple of times. It's almost like when you come all the way back around and then it goes, that's when it feels like it starts. It's strange because you got to start somewhere, right? But anyway, but I noticed on Introducing, great beats, all this other stuff, of course, but he doesn't transition from track to track like Dilla does. You know, a lot of these tracks come to an end and then the next one starts. something I'm really appreciating about donuts, and something that makes it the donut, the circle, the continuous circle, is that it never stops. It just, even the end feeds right into the beginning. It never stops. That shit's incredible. Really incredible. Let's keep rolling. This is really neat. I want to see more of the forms, though, the waveforms. I like seeing that.
People, the time has come.
All right. All right.
Say, my people. My people. Say, my people.
There's something that I'm appreciating about this too, and I'm glad I watched some of the other videos. First was on a couple of the others, they were talking about the low ends and the high ends and the mixing. And I've never really understood that. I've understood it from like just a sound point of view, but I've never really like balanced out sound systems or anything like that. I don't have anything like that. But on a couple of the videos, they were talking about how Dilla would take certain samples and he would cut out the high end, so it would just have the low end, so it sounds different. And I'm glad I saw those and I'm aware of that concept, because that part here where it was like the breathing sound, or that weird like that female vocal from the older record from the 70s or whatever. I was like, how do you get that sound in there without the other sound? And it's part of the mixing, the high ends and the low ends, dropping certain parts out and raising other parts up, which is a neat little tool I'd never considered. It makes sense. I just never considered that.
All right, now he wants to get his girlfriend. Go get your girlfriend. All right, and now you are going to dance like you've never danced before. All right, not this. They'll be mashed. They'll be mashed.
This is incredible. This is incredible. The fact that this is what blows me away. The rearranging stuff is already difficult to begin with, but the idea of I heard this bit from this record and this bit from this record and this bit from this record, and I'm going to put them all on top of each other. That blows me away.
It's strange.
Here we go. The favorite beat. Is this, oh, the donut of the heart, yeah. Wow, man, wow.
Okay. There comes a time
Day and night, it's hard.
The other thing that gets me too is it's not even just a matter of hearing a portion and another portion, and going, okay, I'm going to put all these together in the same space. But he also has to chop it. He also has to tweak it and reconstruct it to get the different either length of time. Well, not necessarily. I guess you could do the beat over again, right, on the pad. But he's collecting all these bits, and he's also modifying them before putting them all together. That's mind-blowing to me. I can't wrap my hand around that. Like, it's hard enough to think about a song that I know and a beat structure that I know and go, okay, how would I take that and rearrange that? That's already really difficult to begin with. But then to go, I'm going to take that, rearrange it, and I'm also going to alter the sounds, the pitch, the high ends, the low ends, the duration, the tempo, and I'm going to make it all work. No, it's no fucking way, man. That's like me trying to cook dinner and just taking everything I find in the pantry and going, okay, just put it in a pan and stir it up. It's not going to turn out well at all. Wow, man. Oh, yeah, this is a great one.
Seems like
Trippy.
Wake up, world. 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 Give peace a check.
It's strange.
The strange part is such a crazy sample.
It's strange.
He really tweaks the shit out of that one. Here we go. This is what I like seeing. This is cool. See, I'm so fucking lost right here. Like, I understand what's happening, but to think in these terms, I can't do it. Because this is such a great visualization of what is mechanically happening in the brain that is coming up with this shit. And there's no way. No. I can't do shit like this. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's what
Just that, there's that little bit right in there. But it's changing the duration too. It's shorter, it's longer. It's the same, then he bounces over here. Wild.
I don't really care.
Shorter durations on that. Longer duration there. Shorter again. Short. Trippy. So trippy. And from what I understand, he's basically taking each section, right? So, because he's using, what, 6 or 7 different portions? And the MPC has, what, 16 slots, I think? So he's just using these cuts and these different patterns. Another thing that was neat, too, one of the videos I saw was talking about the quantization feature of these the devices where if your beat is slightly off, it'll snap them into place with the timing, and he would just leave that shit off. And I think that's a brilliant idea. It's something I've fiddled around with the digital audio works things before, and I don't like the snapping, because to me it makes everything feel very mechanical, and I don't like using like my keyboard or mouse or whatever, because it just doesn't feel like I'm playing something. And that's been my biggest turnoff, and why I've never done anything with it, because it does not feel natural. It feels mechanical. It feels very digital. It feels very locked in rather than analog, which is what I think of when I think of music. And so it's really neat to see the different sections and how the durations alter because of how he's pressing the little buttons on the MPC. Right there. That shorter, longer, yeah, perfect. That's amazing.
To make reality of imagination. This is Bendix.
You know what's interesting about this track? And I probably won't talk about this on Wednesday, but the girl, her voice reminds me of Lana Del Rey. I forget the name of the song. Light of my life, light of my life, something, I can't remember. It's off of Born to Die. But just the pitch that she uses in that one track, this commercial, the girl in this commercial thing reminds me of her so much.
The Tomorrow People.
What is the magic that makes one's eyes sparkle and gleam?
Not here.
Light up
Where
the
is it? Is it part?
skies. The name of the game is Lightworks.
The beats. Oh wow, it was going that fast in the actual original. Yeah, and gets the siren on there. He's got that 6 figures bit still too.
Yeah, yo, listen up. Yo, listen up.
What do you call a pair of eyes that sparkle and gleam? Light
That
up
part
the
right
skies. The name of the game is
That part
Lightworks.
right there. Oh, bonus clip. All right. What's bonus clip? Oh, Lightworks vocal flip.
The name of the game is Lightworks. Light up the slips. The name of the game is Lightworks. What do you call a pair of eyes that sparkle and gleam? Light up the skies. The name of the game is Lightworks.
He flips the word flips to
You show those teasing lips so
What?
they dazzle and shine. His heart does flips. The name of
Oh,
the
wow.
game is Lightworks.
Huh. I like this sample a lot. I like it when he yells at the crowd, wrong tempo.
On tempo, yeah.
This is a funky beat right
You
here.
join me, please, in welcoming the tempting.
Long before I knew, oh, someone won't like you.
What? What?
Live and direct.
This one's wild. It's just chaos. This is complete chaos. He's got so much shit in here, and this is insane. What a psycho. What a psycho. I wonder, you know, and that one is fun because there's so many different bits and it's a mess, you know, and I wonder with that one specifically, the artistic intent. You know, there's obviously the engineering side, but I have to believe too that he has an artistic expression side of, I want to do all these things for this reason. Here's why I'm trying to do this. And I wonder what that one is on that track specifically, because that one, there's a lot going on, man. And I don't, I mention that because sometimes you get into these regions where there's this technical display of ability, but it gets to such an edge where it gets harder and harder for the general person to understand it. And I wonder if maybe that's all it was him just kind of putting all that stuff out there, and maybe that was the intent, was just to basically show off how much he can layer on top of it, on top of each other. I don't know. It was neat though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all. All right, y'all.
Two can win. This is a good one.
Only one can win. Only one can
Oh, wow.
win. Only one can win. Only one can win. One can win. Only one can win.
Wow.
Only one can win. One can win your love, and you must choose between the two. Only one can win your love, and you must choose between the two.
Don't cry.
There are so many songs
Yeah,
that
this is
show
what I
J
watched.
Dilla's ability to
Yeah.
flip a sample, but there's one that gives me goosebumps every time I hear it.
This one is really neat.
A lot of people think sampling is easy because they're like, oh, they're just listening to the melody on top, but they're not thinking about what the instruments below that lead melody are doing and how they're playing a role in the beat.
The first 40 seconds of Don't Cry is just a few long loops of the Escorts' I Can't Stand to See You Cry. He barely did anything with them. He's basically saying, this is all I have to work with.
And I'm ruining the transition right there because I want to point out how when I did the reaction to this Friday, you know, I heard this obviously, but I didn't realize what was happening. And so this video is great because my mind is so not operating in this realm. I can't really put my mind to this in terms of, you know, thinking of it conceptually. I can understand the mechanics of it. I can understand how it's being done, but I can't understand the creative process that makes it come into being. And so, you know, with this track specifically, it's such a great song, it's such a great sample, and it's such a great mix, but I didn't realize what was going on here, you know? And so this little transition here that I have to back up because I fucked it up by pausing it 5 seconds before it happens, right? This part's so cool. But without an appreciation for the mechanics behind it, it's hard to pick up on that.
To work with. At 40 seconds though, he says, now look what I can do with this MPC.
Because I love that little part right there.
Instead of chopping to the melody, he chopped up a handful of kicks and snares throughout the entire song, regardless of the melody on top of it. And like little puzzle pieces, he resequenced those kicks and snares to create this entirely new
It's insane.
dreamlike song.
It's insane. More visuals, good.
Cry no baby now.
You know, another thing about this, I keep pounding on this because I really want everybody to understand how clueless I am when it comes to this. Even if I was given the track, if I was given the audio form, and I was told, okay, here's the original song, here's the sample, all these samples come from this song, go find the original bits of the song, from the sample, like identify the originals, I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, it would take me hours, probably hours, to find the little sections like are drawn out right here. I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, my brain just goes, oh, I'm listening to the song. This is badass. That was really cool. You know, and the thing, I think I said this on Friday, but on the Wikipedia page talking about this album, it said that there were times when he was so sick, his mom would come and massage his fingertips because he was just in pain. And so she would massage his fingertips. And I didn't really understand what that meant. You know, it didn't really click until now, realizing because he's mashing these pads on the MPC. It's wild. Oh, this I watched as well. This is neat. This is really cool. I'm going to try and post this video on YouTube, but it's probably going to get blocked since it's just basically theft from all these other channels.
Mastered the art of taking a sample without stretching it, chopping it up, and playing it fast. Because if you hear in the song, there's kicks and snares in the song. So he, instead of doing like we did, or used to doing, chopping the sound, he chopped the kick and the snare. And played the kick and the snare no matter what came with it, right? Yeah, I don't care.
This is the third time I've watched this clip. I watched this twice before starting this recording. I watched it twice because I didn't understand it the first time. And then the second time, I kind of understood it. The third time, I'm finally actually understanding. And it's clicking with me now that, you know, seeing these waveforms, these segments, those being stored into one of the punch pads on the MPC, watching, I think his name is Ninth Wonder, I think, watching him do this. You know, at first I thought they were just like fucking around to the beat. No, they're playing. They're air guitaring the MPC by mashing the sample button and playing. They're playing the sample just like Dilla was playing the sample. Learning.
That is genius. That's like genius. Man, give it up for Dilla, man. That's genius.
We only get together on the Yom Kippur. My family is my history.
Hey, baby. Yes. Have mercy, you bet your life, baby. That's right, I'm down here with the world's most popular drinking areas, you understand? Yeah.
I really like this track. This sample right here. With that guitar in there.
Come on, man. And you know, there's a lot of sincere confusion about just what the doctor said. Oh, they say too much too soon.
Wow.
May sound like the end of the world all over again, man. 6 to 5 on the waking people light bulbs, you. Want to know who's going to take the responsibility if they go...
Just move your hand into the front, and if you can't hear the music, say, huh? What?
Most popular drinking areas, you understand? The South.
You know, with the guitar in that sample, it's incredible because it sounds so different, even though it sounds almost exactly the same. So different, but almost exactly the same. And I don't know how he does that. It sounds so bare compared to what Dilla does. Yeah. Yeah. Those two mixed together are great. Great sounds mixed together. I really enjoyed that track when that one came through. I still really like that one a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen. 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 For once in my lifetime, there's someone to love me. Ladies and gentlemen. Join me, please, in welcoming that fabulous group of young men.
Yeah, Temptations again, yeah.
The original.
Oh, wow. Boy, that drum beat on top of it really gives it a new sound. Oh, that's a funky song right there, isn't it? This is badass. Gobstopper's a great track. Fucking siren. One for Ghost was a neat one too. This is neat. I hope this is enjoyable for you guys. I mean, I know I'm just kind of listening. There's not a whole lot to, necessarily react to. I'm just enjoying this. Really enjoying this. It's different. It is neat having the context of Dilla's personal situation kind of removed from everything. This is the construction side, the engineering side, and it is nice to sit here and hear these sounds and these samples and how they're put together without holding the mindset of a guy in the hospital dying, So it's a very different experience, and I really am enjoying that from just it's fun. It's different. This is a very different side, and I think this is an important side to experience for me just because I can tap into the emotional side pretty easily. And I don't know what it's like to just sit down and create music and the fun that goes into it. And so it gives me another perspective on his whole situation in the hospital. And, maybe he's going through all this shit and maybe it's not great because he's sick and he's dying, but maybe he's still having fun, maybe.
Mama used to take me across her lap. She used to whip me with a strap when I was bad.
The fucking siren. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Let's start it off with your man James Dillon. Start it off with your man. up the bass and let the trunk rattle. Let the trunk rattle.
Cool.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, that's really neat because he's kind of touching on his own projects in that one, right? Like he was producing in both of those. That's neat. That's neat. It's a little, just like a little tip of the hat there to some stuff. That's neat.
Oh, if I sing broken and blue, broken and blue, broken and blue, broken and sing, broken and blue, broken and blue.
In 0 to 60 skills will bring the heat. Bring the heat. Bring the heat.
Walk on by, baby, walk on by.
The Factory. So with The Factory, I remember reading the annotation in Genius, and they were putting a positive spin on it, and I didn't take it that way. I took it as a negative. It'll be interesting to hear. Let me back this up 5 seconds. It'll be interesting to hear the original samples and just hear it. Wow. Wow. He totally changes that one. Fucking siren is there.
That humanity is a factory. It can hurt and hate, discriminate. Is a factory. It can hurt.
Wow.
Hurt.
You know what's been really neat so far about all this too is almost all of them, I like Dilla's version better. And I mean, it's because I've heard him before too, but I like what he did with it. It's an improved, well, I shouldn't say an improved version. I just like it more. I like it more. I like what he did with it more than the original.
Let's start it off with your man, Jake Dilla. With your man, go.
Hi.
And then one evening I was standing at the bus stop and I heard a voice behind me say, "Hi, baby." Oh, I just fell all apart inside because I hadn't heard that voice in such a long time.
And I like how much of the original he left intact here.
I wanna love you, yeah, yeah, over and over again. I wanna feel you, I wanna thrill you, I feel you, I feel you.
I love that he put so much record crackle on that one. I really do. To me, it just adds this idea of memories. You know, thinking back, remembering back older times, and it being by, and it's towards the end of the album. And I love that he did that.
That time at the Regal, young man went out and made a name for himself. Has been on every record-breaking show in the Regal Theater in the last 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, stop. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the show. I keep waiting for another section to highlight. Oh, it's over there on the end. I didn't see it. You know what's crazy about this? It's probably kind of hard to see on the screen, but you know, you've got this bit right here, and then you've got these two bits at the end. And this is another example of why this is so just mind-blowing for me. None of this bit was used, you know? And so the mind that creates this shit, that breaks down these samples, that chops these songs apart, that goes, yeah, this bit right here, these two bits at the end, none of this in the middle. Okay, sure. Okay, you say so. Perfect. And then, oh, it's just because it breaks and goes to the beginning. I have no idea what's going on. Rest in peace, Dylan. That was neat. That was really neat. You know, I remember opening it up going, oh, it's a half an hour. Maybe I'll do half of it. No, that whole thing was really cool. I was thinking just now at the end with those portions where I was confused as to what was going on. I was thinking, you know, I should take a class, like an in-person course on beat making, so that I can drive the teacher absolutely insane by never understanding what's going on. Just sit there and press my pad like this. No. Think about the beat. I admit this is a beat, right? No, the timing. What time is it? Oh man, that was cool. That was very cool. Thank you, Dean, for putting that together. That was I really like that. That was. I think that was very important for enjoying. Well, I already enjoy donuts. For appreciating donuts more. And now I'm gonna go put it on and listen to it again. And really, I think a lot of things are going to fall into place now. Yeah, that was cool. Hopefully I can post this on YouTube. It's going to get blocked. And if it gets blocked, fuck it. Patreon only. I don't care. I'm not going to go through and edit out. It's so annoying to do that. I get so tired of doing it. Cutting out music, because that's the best part. That's why we're all here, is the music, you know? All right, y'all. We'll see you.